if you read blogs, specific computer-related blogs, your interest-related blogs, as long as it's not goth, killing people, you know, and God isn't so bad, but you know what I mean. You got to look at your whole life and say, okay, so what do I think is going to be a negative reaction in terms of my brand? All right, I'm here to tell you, as a 21-year veteran, those things have to be looked at carefully, and you have to get people's opinion, other people's opinion. It's like in the beginning when I thought, yeah, this is my brand, and this is what I do, and this is how I do it, and my wife looking at me going, no, 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 no. You know, what about this? What about that? Always have people review your brand, review what you're writing. If I had a nickel for every time I see a misspelled word, a wrong grammar on a LinkedIn profile, I would not have to work. And I'm not joking. Emails, same way. My daughter sent out an email to a prospective employer, and she did not capitalize her I. Now, I consider my daughter pretty smart. I looked at her, I said, what is this? It's texting. Now, the rest of it was great, but you don't necessarily capitalize the I's when you're texting. She said, oh, that's not a big deal. Wake up. That is a big deal. Unless you've gotten an email from somebody who's a prospective employer who doesn't capitalize their I's. But my point is, even if they do, you should. Resume writing, part of your brand. If you haven't had people, 2 or 3 people, read it and reread it, you're missing the boat. Now everybody's like, you know, I read it, I can do that, not a problem. I used to be an auditor, public accounting, when I first got out of school. Before computers, before spell checking, you know, and I know it's hard to believe that we didn't have computers, but, you know, we had, you know, LPs, right? So we did audit reports. We had to sit there, here and here, here and here, read it, and then reread it to make sure that the grammar, spelling, punctuation was correct. You know, it's the same concept. People are so fast, and you know, everybody thinks they can type and text real well, but it's all part of doing things the way you should do them. And if you don't believe it, you'll have problems getting a job and keeping a job. Unless you're lucky enough to find a corporation that doesn't mind. My opinion, everybody minds. So, I've kind of beat the brand thing to death. I beat the complacency thing to death. The other key point is helping others. I mentioned it a little bit. Some of you have internships. If you want to work in an environment like theirs, or even if you don't want to work in an environment like theirs, they should become your best friend. It's who you know, and it's who they know. LinkedIn helps you build networks. That's the other great feature about LinkedIn. You can actually connect to people who know people who know people. Now, I will caution you, obviously, and in your case a little different. I don't connect to everybody that I invite or that invites me. Some people I don't have, you know, an interest in connecting with. I will connect with everybody that is in a business who could use my services. I will connect with candidates who I could place. All right? I don't want you to think that I'm not like everybody else, because to most extent I am.